Hello everyone and welcome back to JB Solo Gaming, where today I'm taking a look at Battlerite. So what is Battlerite? Well, first of all, it is a free-to-play game, and you may think it's a MOBA like League of Legends or a Dota or something like that, and it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It is a game that has a character with different abilities that you activate that act on a cooldown, much like you would have in MOBA-style games, but it's based on the team battles in MOBA. So what exactly do I mean by that? Well, we'll get into how that looks when we actually play the game. I do want to show you real quick, one thing I think is always important in a free-to-play game is to look at the business model. So this is a game where it is free-to-play when you start out. You can go ahead and pick up all of the heroes if you want. So we can go and we can look at the Steam page here. It'll bring it up. For $30, you can pick up all of the current and future heroes if you want to. Very similar to Smite or things like that. So that's stuff that I think is pretty fair and pretty standard for this type of game. Now, there are, of course, loot boxes in the game and cosmetics and mounts and things like that. So, there are two types of in-game currency, these shards and then these coins. The shards will be used for cosmetics, so let's see if we go to, or some of them, let's see here, let's look at one that's available. Yeah, so like this one costs 10,000 shards if we want to pick up this mount. Some of them are only available in certain chests available during a certain time, much like Overwatch and other games that have done things like that. So there are cosmetics, there are outfits and things like that for your heroes if we go into them. And there are different types of chests. So there are kind of the base chest, the silver chest, which you can purchase with gold, one of the in-game currencies. And you can also purchase heroes with that if you don't want to purchase all the heroes for one price. And then there are also the chests that are guaranteed to give you like an epic item, and they cost gems. Gems are the currency that actually cost real money in order to get. So as you can see, I don't have any of that. I'm not big on purchasing stuff in games. If it's a game like I did a video on it, Path of Exile, a free-to-play game that I really enjoy and I had a lot of fun playing with. Maybe I'll buy a few upgrades or things like that, or if it's a card game, maybe I'll buy card packs. But in general, I'm not someone for buying loot packs for cosmetics. It's a whole big debate right now. Personally, I'm not a big fan of them for reasons that we won't really get into. Maybe we'll do a video on sometime if you want to. But that's the basics of how it works. There are things like quests and things that you can do in order to get more. So there's lots of ways you can get rewards. There are daily quests, here's a weekly thing, and then there are a bunch of achievements. I have done a bunch of them, but there's still a bunch to do. It's weird, a lot of the achievements are unlocking a certain number of things, so the more boxes that you buy, the quicker you'll achieve them, but you can achieve them just through the different quests and the things that you play the game. So the business model overall I think is pretty fair and pretty standard for a free-to-play game at this point. But let's actually get into playing. Now, I'm actually going to practice. So if you go to play, there's, a casual mode, a competitive mode, and there's a way to set up private matches with special rules. And I actually haven't even tried the Battlegrounds out yet. But let's just go into practice where you can play against the AI. In case you're wondering if you enjoy playing against the AI in games like this, there is the option to do that. So the heroes are broken down into three classes. Now, when you play against AI, every time I've played at least, it's been 2 players against 2 AI players. Whenever you play in the against players mode, you can either choose to play 2v2 or 3v3. You can mark both if you want and just get into whichever one you get into first, or specifically choose one or the other. So if you have a group of 2 players, and you can play 2v2. So to start off, we have a quest to play as a melee, a range, and a support character. This is the character that you do all of the tutorials with, so this is the character I'm the most comfortable with. So we'll show that off first and go ahead and ready up for a game. And it shouldn't take too long. Now, the thing is, if you look at each character, they're going to have a bunch of abilities. And we'll talk about this as we play, and hopefully I'll try to hit on things. Now, in this game, instead of like normal MOBA where Q, W, E, R would be special abilities, you actually move around with W, A, S, and D, and then Q, E, your right mouse button, your left mouse button. Oh, and here's another thing. We'll get into this in a second, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick this, and then say I'm ready. We'll get into that in a second. So, you can see our abilities down at the bottom here. And then there are also these two abilities here, R and F. F is like our ultimate. We gain charge by hitting with our other abilities within the game. And then we can use like one of those pips of charge to do this R ability. There are also two abilities each character has that you can hit like shift and then do the ability, and they also use a pip of your ultimate, which is interesting. So it's kind of a resource management. You can see my ultimate filling up. I just got my second pip. I'm working on my third. So let's use my snipe again. Totally missed with that. So as you can see, this game is all skill shots, all doing things, and depending on your character, and actually our ultimate, we're panicked here, so we're running away, but let's find a decent place to set off our ultimate here. So our opponent got a shield up, which is a bummer, of course. Now when our opponent, or when our ally dies, they leave some stuff for us there, and then there is some stuff out on the field for us to get as well. And so let's silence them, and then get back this way, and then there we go. So we managed to kill our enemy. So there's a lot of stuff going on there, a little bit frantic. So there are some other things we're going to talk about, but I do want to mention that you do want to manage that resource that you'll see your ability, at the bottom bar, your energy basically going up, and then you can use that for your ultimate if it's filled. This ability, each character has one of these abilities that you can use, a quarter of that bar basically, so it doesn't have to be all the way filled up. And each character has two abilities where if you hold down shift when you do the ability, now what abilities are going to be depend on the character, but basically give you a different, more powerful ability that you can do by using some of that resource. So let's see here. This melee guy is coming in on us hard, so we're going to use our stealth here, try to escape, and then try to double team the ranged person over here. So we're in pretty bad shape, actually, because they are doing an effective job of kind of tanking me down. So you can see out here, there are sometimes these health or energy orbs that you can pick up. And then there's also this thing here. So every once in a while, that orb in the center will spawn. And if you get the last hit on that orb, then you'll get some health back and maybe some energy. I don't remember exactly how it works. So let's go ahead and use our ultimate here. And we hit pretty well with that. There are all kinds of things to go on. There's shields, there's counters, and real interesting things where as you learn the characters, you may actually learn that maybe you don't want to, if you know their counters coming up, you don't want to hit them because it actually gives you advantage if you hit them. So that's how the attacks works. Now that thing that happened at the very beginning, the Battlerite sort of thing, the loadout thing, you can each character is going to have kind of a custom or a default set of things that you'll get to choose from to give your character a bonus going into the fight. Now, each of the characters have different sort of abilities that you can choose from as far as that goes. So what you can do is you can just use the default, or if there's certain things that you want to try out, you can certainly try to choose things that you might think are beneficial to you. Maybe one of you can see we just got that orb, we got the last hit on it there, so that's nice. Now that guy, he's doing pretty well at tanking, so I want to focus down the ranged person who's a little bit squishier and whatnot. Oh, okay, our ally is toast, and this dude's ulting on us, and we're in a lot of trouble. So let's try to get out of here. I actually don't know if we're going to be able to survive this here. Okay, we just can't escape. Alright, where's our buddy? Okay, let's see if we can ult here. We did some damage. That barrier is still up. We might be able to take this guy out, but then we've got a whole nother person to fight, which is a bummer. Oh, and okay, so there's something that happens. After a certain amount of time, this death vortex comes in, where basically so that people can't run and hide throughout the whole match. after a certain amount of time, the arena starts coming in, and I'm having a little bit of difficulty talking and playing. I'll just point out, in general, I'm not a player of competitive online games. It's one of these things where I don't necessarily want to invest the time in it to get good enough, and because I'm not that good, people get nasty with me, and I don't enjoy it. So I do like when there are against AI modes and things like that in these games. I do appreciate that a lot. So let's see if we can focus her down, because I think that helped when we were able to do that before, and we seem to be doing all right at doing that. So I don't know where she went. So yeah, we missed that one there. All right, so now they might be okay. He's still focusing on that guy, but we've almost got her. Now my ult's ready, and now we should be able to take her out, and then I hit him once out of the 3 other attempts. Yeah, so we're going to be toast. So basically, and then our ally will drop stuff for us when they die, so then we're able to take the person out. So yeah, the first 1 to 3 rounds wins. So you have a loadout that you can choose. Maybe you can try to pick things that might help you against melee opponents if you see them, because you see who your opponents are going to be before you play. Range opponents, maybe a set. You might have different sorts of loadouts that you want to pick, so that's something interesting. And here you see the scores after the match, and you get points for damaging, protecting, disabling enemies, things like that. None of that is super important, but basically the first 1 to 3 rounds wins. So the key factors in this thing, you have your management of your resources as far as your energy, you have the loadouts that you bring where you have different abilities that you can choose from. And let's go ahead and change up our character, and let's go to a melee character and get into showing that off and queue up for the next match. And you're going to have your different abilities, and each character is going to play differently, but you're going to have these things on the board, these green orbs that will heal you. You can see there the energy ones, and then the orb in the center that will spawn after a certain amount of time. Now, I haven't made a custom loadout for this guy yet. I'm still kind of learning the game. I've tried out just the characters that are available free to play right now. I'm not sure if those are going to be the same characters or if there's going to be a kind of rotation. Let's go with this one, I think. And same idea, so I'll choose that, and then once we're all ready, we'll come back out and we'll fight. So last thing on that orb is an interesting thing, making positioning matter. You line of sight blocks, you can't see somebody if you can't see them if they're behind that thing, so that's something else to keep in mind. So positioning can be really important. You can definitely corner people, so let's definitely see if we can focus that person down. So there, knock that person out of the way, and then jump back in here and see. There we go. So that guy was shielded, but so there, that guy just had a shield up. That shield can be annoying. He can counter. So this guy, okay, he's scared right now. He has a mechanism where he can get up to 3 counter. Oh, I missed on that one. He can get up to 3 counters there, and then do a charge attack that hits multiple enemies. So that's kind of cool. So let's just get out of here. Oh, and then we don't really want to hit that guy when his guard is up. So that's something else, again, you want to keep in mind. So let's see if we can slam him up. Nice. And now we've got 3 charges, so I was a little bit too far away to hit him with that. Now, I could go after the orb there, but we're close enough. Let's just go ahead and finish this guy off, so I'm not too worried about the orb. And again, we're playing against AI, so in general it isn't that tough. And actually, I wasn't even looking that I had the ult available for my character. Again, talking while playing, but giving you an example of what one of the melee characters may look like. Now, I do want to point out, the characters do play pretty differently, and overall, I'm pretty impressed. There aren't a ton of characters yet. The game was in early access for a while. It was a buy-in early access, and then now it's the release free-to-play version. And even though there's not a huge number of characters, it is a new game, and I like the characters. There are characters that play differently from each other. There are some cool themes going on. All right, let's see if we can focus down the archer. Oh, yeah, so you got to remember, you go where you're pointing, so you definitely want to aim those shots as best you can. And then, let's see here, let's jump in there. See, yeah, because I'm not too worried. Let's see if we can get the orb. The enemy got the orb, which is a bummer. So let's go ahead and get back in there, though, and see if we can focus down the ranged person. Great. Okay, so let's head up. Oh, gosh, that hurt. All right, so let's get out of here. Try to get some health. Try to get out of here. Alright, now, okay, so I tried, let's see here, now that we at least, there we go, now we can use our ult. So basically, this is pretty cool because it hits multiple enemies if it lands, which is kind of nice. If you get multiple enemies within that. Okay, so we got stunned because we hit him while he had that guard up. So there we go. Okay, so we got healed a little bit. Come on, use. There we go. So let's go. So now we can see this stuff coming in. Get out of there. I mean, we should be able to take this guy out pretty easily. Nice, we got the orb. Got caught in there. Alright. Nope. Oh, okay, we got him. So, I don't know. Okay, I was getting a little distracted there. Forgive me for getting a little bit confused. But, so there you can see some different sort of gameplay. And here's the deal. Here's the point of this game. Is a lot of people, may enjoy MOBAs, may enjoy League of Legends, Defense of the Ancients, Heroes of the Storm, Smite, whatever it is that you play. But some people, in their opinion, the best part is a team battle. Some people like all the other aspects of it, the jungling, the this and that, and the strategies that go into, killing off the minions and doing all the things you can do in the game. However, some people just really, really enjoy the team fights and thinks that's the best part. Basically, some people might say this game is a MOBA. I don't actually think this game is a MOBA because it has a lot of elements similar to that, of course, but it's just based on one aspect of it. And you might say, well, wow, we took a lot of damage there. You might say, well, that doesn't seem all that great, really, just taking one aspect. But it might, if it's taking your favorite aspect of a game, then maybe it's worthwhile. So this person is really doing a number on us, actually. We're not doing too well this round, so we maybe want to get out of here. Yeah, our allies down. So please. Okay, nice. Our ult's ready. Let's see if we can get both of them together, maybe. Because that'll help. Yeah, we're about toast, I think. I mean, we hit both of them. But yeah, we're not going to be able to take them both down, so that's a bummer. And yeah, the first team to 3 wins the match, but so we lost that round. But overall, I'm really surprised at how much I'm enjoying this game. You may be able to tell from being distracted, trying to talk while I'm playing the game. Really, I don't lose that many rounds to AI, really. It depends. But it's intense pretty much all the time, and that's something that people may like or may not like. It's definitely shorter matches than other MOBAs, even Heroes of the Storm or games that can be a little bit shorter than maybe League, although didn't League just add like a turbo mode or something like that? In general, I'm not a big fan of that genre. But this is a game that, like I said, I'm enjoying more than I expected. I basically checked it out because I thought that it would be cool to check out, a free-to-play game for the channel. It doesn't cost me anything, and some people might be interested in it. So let's see if we can last hit that. Nice. All right, get in there. All right, ultimate's ready. Oh, we missed our ult. That's a bummer. All right, but I think we can take out the archer, though, and that'll help. There we go. There we go. Alright, we got this now. Alright, don't hit him while his bulwark's up. Alright, send him flying. Oh, we missed. That's okay. Alright, back off. Jump in. Alright, let's do some damage here. Yeah, we got stunned because we hit him while the bulwark was up there. Alright, so now let's see if we can actually hit him this time with our ult. There we go, and that should do it. So there we go, we got the win there. And there is quite a bit of strategy, especially when you're playing 3v3, excuse me. I haven't played a lot of games. I think I've only played 2 games, actually, not against the AI, with other opponents. Because, again, I want to get used to the game before I go and try to play with other people, so hopefully I don't make them too aggravated. But this is a game that is one of the, on rare occasions, that's actually motivating me in order to want to try to learn the game well enough that, at least in casual, I hopefully won't piss off too many of my allies. The intensity of the game is something I really like. If you want to just play AI, you can. I think think 3v3 is more interesting. You have more ability to set up cool teams and things like that. Yeah, Tree of Life I like. Tree of Life is a healing ability. If you're playing against real opponents, they may destroy it before you can really get a lot of heal of it. Oh, and this girl, I don't know. I don't have this character yet, but she seems really good. In the matches that I've had an ally play her, we seem to do really well. So, and it's good she's a melee character that wants to get in there, and then I'll be healing her, so we're playing as a support character. So, basically, the game plays really, really well. It's smooth. If you want to play by yourself, you will have that disadvantage of, you know, if you team up with 2 other people, you won't be able to make teams and do comps and things like that. But if you have 1 or 2 other friends and you want to play 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, I think this could be a great game to play with friends. It's really cool that it, you know, is free to play. If you don't want to invest in it, you don't have to. You can save up, you know, to get you know, maybe the 1 or 2 heroes that you think are cool and you really want to try out. You can, I mean, basically do, you know, play how you want to play with free to play, obviously. But, so there's our Tree of Life. So we're hoping to continually kind of heal our buddy here and, so that they can take the enemy out. Okay, our ultimate is ready. So, we were too far away to really do anything. So I actually, yeah, I'm doing a really bad job here of, I just said how great that person is, and then I'm doing a really bad job of healing them as we're playing. So, alright, so let's get out of here if we can. Alright, so let's see. Maybe. Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. So yeah, we're trying to 2v1 as a healer, so this should be interesting. Okay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, let's get the orb. Nice. Ow. Ow. That hurts. But let's see if we can actually pull this off here. This is pretty intense. I'm totally... Oh. No, my computer. I got a notification, but it's screwing up my computer. No! I seriously got this stupid notification that came up, like, right as I was trying to... Okay, we got our ultimate, though. Didn't do enough. Didn't do enough. Last hit. Let's keep him out. Keep him out. Keep him out. We might actually... Oh my gosh, we might actually win this. Because he's out in the death zone, and he's the AI, and he's not playing all that smart. Okay, oh my gosh, we actually... 2v1. Now, it was the AI, so it really wasn't that impressive. But we did 2v1 the opponents with a healer. So I'm okay with that. And you might say, well, if I hadn't played so terrible and kept my ally alive, I wouldn't have been put in that situation. But anyways, but basically, that's the thing, though, is like there are all these moments that I'm really enjoying, and if you enjoy the intensity of team fights in a MOBA, or even if you're like me and you don't play a lot of MOBAs, I play Heroes of the Storm some, but only like as a against the AI, because I don't like making people angry, because I'm so bad at games like that. You might be surprised. This game is very, very action intense. There we go. We're doing a better job now. We wrecked him this time. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. This is how we do it. All right, get back here. We'll get our ultimate off on the guy's corpse. Alright, so basically, Battlerite is a game that gives you the kind of hero abilities that you would get in other MOBAs like that, or in a sense, kind of like hero shooters, if you will, too, that have a similar system with abilities and cooldowns and things like that. There are some interesting tactical decisions with how you want to build your loadout, and if you are playing with other players that you know, making a team, what sort of team compositions you want to go with, and the resource management. I don't really use... I'm still learning the game. I'm not really using my shift abilities abilities, I'm not really using my other abilities that basically take a bit of that energy for those R abilities. I use them with some characters, but the characters I played with here, I didn't really do that with. There's another healer that I like, one of his, where he can provide like a shield to allies. I seem to remember to use my abilities on him for some reason, but overall, okay, so let's finish this dude off if we can. Not quite. Alright, let's get out of here, because that hurts. Let's get a little bit of health. Let's actually get in on this tree of life ourselves. And yeah, we'll get to, oh, look at that. 2 kills right in a row. Okay, but overall, we get to show off a healer, a melee, and a ranged character, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you were interested, leave a like, leave a thumbs up, and we'll actually get more in-depth in Battlerite, maybe show off some actual gameplay against real live opponents, the 3v3, things like that. Get a little bit more in-depth on it. I'm still, you may see that, you know, I'm level 16, but I basically played a lot against the AI last night, and played a couple actual player games, and I do have an experience boost because that was one of the rewards I got for one of the quests, basically. And you do get even little bonuses, little amounts of coins. So, like, quest completed, there we go. We got our daily quest, so there's another 200 coins. And sometimes you get chests and things like that as you play through and you unlock things, especially at the beginning when you have a lot of quests to unlock. So overall, I think the business model is pretty standard for this type of game, and I think the gameplay is really fun. If you're somebody who enjoys the team fights and MOBAs, it's something you would really enjoy. And even if you're not sure, I am really enjoying the fast-paced, frantic, kind of intense gameplay of this, and more so than I thought I would. This is one of these games that I thought I was going to just check out for the channel, show you guys, and then, you know, because I try to be as consumer-friendly as possible and say, here's the type of person who would like this game. Or if you're into team fights and MOBAs, check out this game. If you're not, it's free to play. Maybe check it out anyways. I'm enjoying it more than I thought. If you're totally against a competitive multiplayer thing, which I'm fairly against, it's not my sort of game, I'm still enjoying it. I'm not saying you will, but if you're totally against it, yeah, then that's all this game really is. You may want to give it a pass unless you're just interested in playing against the AI. But overall, this game I think is really interesting. The characters are, you know, interesting, and the gameplay is really smooth and intense. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Let me know if you want to see more of this, and we'll talk to you again soon.